What's up, guys? John here. Walgreens has just announced they're going to close a whopping 1,200 stores.
Walgreens plans to close 1,200 of its underperforming locations.
By 2027, 1 in 7 Walgreens locations that are open now will be closed.
And right beside them, CVS and Rite Aid are saying they're going to do the same thing. And beside them, you have major retailers that are closing. Macy's, CVS, Express, Foot Locker, Bed Bath & Beyond, JCPenney, Starbucks, Walmart, 7-Eleven, The Body Shop, Bed Bath & Beyond, Family Dollar, and many, many, many more. Now, we're told by the Fed and by many top leading economists that we're going to have a soft landing. Everything is going to be good. But when we actually look at what's happening in retail, when we look at what's going on in the job market, and we see some companies laying off 5, 10, 15, 20,000 employees. You look over in the auto market, top automotive companies like Stellantis, what are they doing? They're issuing major headcount reductions.
Stellantis planning layoffs of UAW represented workers.
Says it will terminate nearly 200 workers at Sterling Heights Assembly this weekend.
It looks to me like we're walking into a major shift in the U.S. economy, something which we've never before lived through, and what I think is likely going to be one of the greatest rug pulls in American history that all corporations are getting ready for. There is no soft landing. There's not going to be some us going and living in a 2017, 2018 type of world. It's a completely different world we're walking into. Even generative AI is telling us online what this world's going to look like, and I'm going to show you exactly what they say comes next. Please hit the like button. When you do, YouTube will share the content, educate more people about what's going on in the U.S. economy. I mean, take a look at this. It's pretty shocking stuff, just how fast things are changing. Walgreens says it will close 1,200 stores by 2027. 1,200 stores. Now, here, they're saying that they have roughly 8,200 stores, so they're going to announce closures of about 25% of all locations. So, if that's the case, then 25% of their 8,200 stores is over 2,000 stores, right? So it's about 2,000 stores. So when you're looking at this, you can see that they're underestimating here, realizing we're going to be walking in to what I believe is going to be a wave of way more store closures coming very, very, very soon for Walgreens and for a lot of these large retail companies. Walgreens on Tuesday reported fiscal fourth quarter sales and adjusted profit that beat Wall Street's expectations as the company slashes cost in an attempt to steer itself out of a rough spot. The retail drugstore chain also said it plans to close roughly 1,200 stores over the next 3 years, which includes 500 in fiscal 2025 alone. The company said those closures will be immediately accretive to its adjusted earnings and free cash flow. Walgreens has around 8,700 locations in the U.S., a quarter of which says are unprofitable. That's now. Wait till the economy gets worse and theft and losses continue to mount. More and more stores become unprofitable. Why Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid are closing thousands of drugstores across America. Now, Walgreens said it's going to plan to close a significant number of these 8,600 stores. But when you look at what is going to be replacing these Walgreens, Rite Aid, CVS's, according to generative AI, they say that pharmacies could become consolidated health destinations that offer a variety of services, including telehealth, same-day delivery, and chronic disease management. Automation. Pharmacies are increasingly using automation to streamline workflows and improve accuracy. But they say that pharmacies are going to use algorithms to create more personalized experiences for patients. It's also going to allow these pharmacies to upsell and downsell every single customer that comes into a store. So it's something no human can ever do. And the costs are going to, if anything, become reduced over time, not go up over time, like what humans need. Humans need increased wages to be able to combat inflation, the cost of living. That's not a problem with AI.
Imagine being seriously injured and missing out on millions in compensation just because you didn't know where to turn. Many law firms settle for low-ball offers, leaving victims with far less than they deserve. It's frustrating, unfair, and sometimes they charge you before they even win. That's where Morgan & Morgan comes in.
America's largest injury law firm fights to get the clients the compensation they deserve.
And the best part, you pay nothing unless they win. They've won $12 million in Florida, 34 times more than the insurance offer, and 26 million in Philadelphia, 40 times more than the insurance offer. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome. Features: no upfront fees unless you win. Over 1,000 attorneys and a dedicated legal team to fight for you. They handle everything for you, and it's incredibly easy to start your claim. Your injury could be worth millions.
You can visit the link in the description box below this video to start your claim today. Pharmacies can play a role in helping communities understand and improve health factors like access to transportation and healthy food. Many closed drugstores are being repurposed for urgent care clinics, medical practices. And then when you look at why they're closing, they're saying that inflation is making it harder for consumers to afford goods. Theft. Retailers are dealing with more theft, which can prevent customers from entering stores. Bankruptcies, like Rite Aid. Rising costs. Retailers are dealing with rising costs for rent, wages, and other expenses. So we're going to likely see, I believe we're going to see inflation get worse. We're already seeing, them saying, look, it's getting more stubborn. It's getting higher than what we anticipated. But I think it's just going to continue to get worse. Janet Yellen said a couple of years ago that inflation was transitory. Then she said about 8 or 9 months ago that we should get used to countries, de-dollarizing and essentially taking some risk off the table with dollars. Well, if that happens, how is our inflation going to go down? If anything, interest rates are going to be going up, and the cost for all of us to borrow capital will continue to go up. And with it, our purchasing power is going to continue to erode. I mean, when we lose reserve currency status, I don't think it's going to happen now or in the next year or 2 years or 3 years. But I do think we're moving into a trend in which eventually this is what will likely happen. This is predictions made by top leading officials saying that in the next 5 years that currencies essentially be a basket of reserve currencies and won't be the US dollar. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I'm saying top leading officials at the largest corporations in America are saying that's going to happen. So that's what they're saying. And it looks like we're moving in that direction. I mean, we're moving in the direction of massive change in this country. There's just no doubt about it. Now, here, these store closures, it says more companies announced that they're closing stores in 2024. These companies, Applebee's, you may have to drive further to eat good in another neighborhood. Applebee's, which closed in Glenmont location, is closing 30 more stores, including one in Hudson. Best Buy, retail giant specialized in electronics, closed about 24 stores last year. While the company saw strong sales last quarter, thanks to holiday season, it plans to close an additional 10 to 15 stores by next year. Company officials say they plan to experiment with different store formats to better reach and engage with customers. I would argue those different formats are likely to be online, and they're going to start working with many players in which they can reduce their cost. Maybe they're going to partner up with Amazon, or maybe they're going to do some type of, who knows? Walmart and Amazon are working on drone deliveries to where they can reduce their own cost. It wouldn't surprise me to see some type of partnership or collaboration with other companies and Walmart and Amazon to find ways in which they can service more customers and reduce their cost to do so. The Body Shop, as of March 1st, the beauty brand originally from the UK, closed down all of its US stores, including the local store location. CVS, Dollar Tree, closing 1,000 stores. Macy's, Outback Steakhouse is closing locations. Red Lobster, Route 21, Walgreens. It's shocking that we live in a world where we're hit with one major event after the next every couple days, and where we kind of forget about these things that are happening because it only happened a week or two ago. It could be a store closure of 10,000 stores hypothetically, or one major company going bankrupt, because it will basically fall in the background of another major world event that just happened the day after. But when you look at the amount of stores that are all closing right now, and then you look at what's happening with the U.S. consumer, you look at what's happening in the labor market, it's very clear that what we're likely going to be seeing is this massive wave of automation. We're going to see major job outsourcing, and we're going to see this work from home trend, I believe, continue to grow. And many people are saying, look, we're going to go back to the office a lot of these businesses that have offices are looking for ways in which they can cut office square footage because it's too expensive. And this is just a really affordable way for them to be able to do that, and they can lay people off, or people can essentially quit because they can't relocate back to where they were in 2020 because they bought a house in Florida, right? So they're going to start looking for ways in which they can reduce headcount to move everything into this new world. It's pretty shocking. I mean, Macy's, for example, they're closing 55 stores just this year alone. And you start looking at the reasons in which they need to reduce their square footage. In 2024, retail chains have announced plans to close 3,200 brick and mortar stores, which is a 24% increase from the previous year. So you take this into consideration with $2 trillion of corporate debt that corporations have that needs to get refinanced in the next 2 years. Goldman Sachs says layoffs next year will double from what they are and what they were in 2024. So we're all moving in this direction. So when I've been talking about a great wealth transfer, this is what I mean. When people own, mom and pop owners, mom and pop investors own a majority of single family homes and duplexes, triplexes, and fourplexes, and you see the wave of change that's unfolding in the US economy, you have to ask yourself, how can many of these people hold on? I don't think that most people are going to be able to weather the storm that's in front of us. That's why I think it's important people to really pay attention to their finances and how they're financing things, and make sure they're not in a 25-30% interest rate loan, consumer loan. They're not in a bad situation. They should put themselves in the best position possible walking into this scenario, because what are the odds that all of these major corporations are wrong? I think the odds are very, very, very slim, but I'm curious as to what you think. Let's have a conversation about this below. And please hit the like button. YouTube will share this video to educate more people about what's really going on. And for more information on today's sponsor, you can click the link in the description just below this video. I'll catch you next video.